Stop wasting thousands on loud exhausts and useless bling. You are trying to look cool while ignoring the hard truth. That junk won't keep you safe or make you faster. The real veterans know the secrets. They invest in invisible mods that transform the ride. We uncovered the 12 best upgrades that pros swear by. They are cheap, practical, and genius. From saving your wrists to saving your life, these are the hacks that actually matter. Stop posing. Ready to start riding? Let's go. Number 12, angled valve stems. We are starting with something so simple, yet so infuriatingly overlooked. Picture this scenario. You are at a gas station. You are wearing your helmet and gloves. You know you need to check your tire pressure because safety matters. You kneel down next to your front wheel. You try to jam the air chuck onto the valve stem, but there is a massive problem. The massive dual brake discs on your modern sport bike leave you about 1 inch of clearance. You are wrestling with the dirty air hose, scraping your knuckles against the brake dust-covered rim, sweating inside your gear. You let more air out than you put in. You give up and ride away with underinflated tires. This is a universal struggle, and the solution costs about $15. Angled valve stems. These are replacement stems made of aluminum that point out at a 90-degree angle, away from the hub and the brake discs. They make checking your tire pressure an effortless 2-second job. I installed these on my Sport Tour 3 years ago, and I check my pressure before every single ride now because it is easy. Before, I skipped it half the time because it was a hassle. The secret benefit here isn't just convenience, it is safety. Because it is easier to check your pressure, you actually do it. And riding on properly inflated tires is the #1 thing you can do for handling and braking. If you've been here a while, you already know what Iron Pulse is about. We drop the essentials, old school, rider-made style. The cap, for long miles and windy days. The T, for the garage, the ride, and everywhere in between. The mug, for early starts and late nights planning the next run. No hype, just the mark. 20% off right now. Link in the description down below. Next time you change your tires, buy a pair of 90-degree stems. Hand them to the mechanic and say, "Put these on." You will thank yourself every time you touch an air pump. Air pressure keeps the bike moving, but our next mod keeps your hand from falling off. If you have ever ridden more than an hour on the highway, you know the pain of the claw. This $5 piece of plastic fixes it instantly. Before moving on, if you want to buy the previous mod, below you can find the best one I advise you to buy now. Number 11, the Cramp Buster. We have all been there. You are 45 minutes into a long highway blast. You are holding the throttle steady at 70 miles per hour. Slowly, your fingers start to tingle. Then your wrist starts to ache. Then your forearm burns. You are suffering from isometric fatigue. You are gripping a vibrating tube against a heavy return spring, and your hand is turning into a useless claw. You could spend $500 on an electronic cruise control module, or you can spend $10 on a Cramp Buster. This is a simple curved piece of plastic that wraps around your throttle grip. It has a flat paddle that sticks out to the side. It works on simple physics. When you twist the throttle open, the paddle rotates down. The weight of your palm resting on the paddle holds the throttle open. You don't have to grip the bar. You can literally open your hand, wiggle your fingers, and rest the weight of your arm on the paddle to maintain speed. I remember riding across Nebraska on a naked bike, 400 miles of straight, boring interstate. Without a Cramp Buster, my right arm would have been dead. With it, I was relaxed. It allows you to micro-adjust your speed just by shifting the weight of your wrist. It is not a lock. If you need to cut the throttle, you just roll off like normal. It is safe, removable, and effective. Buy one. Throw it in your tank bag. The next time you hit the highway, slip it on. It is the cheapest comfort mod in existence. We are just getting warmed up. If you like practical advice that saves you money and pain, smash that like button right now. It helps us reach more riders who are suffering with sore wrists. Wrist pain is annoying, but body positing is critical. Our next mod is something track riders use to go faster, but street riders need it to save their most valuable assets. Literally. Before we move on, want the last mod? Link below. Buy this one now! Number 10. Tank grips. When you hit the brakes hard on a motorcycle, physics wants to throw you over the handlebars. Your body slides forward. Your crotch smashes into the back of the gas tank. Your arms stiffen up as you brace yourself against the bars. This is wrong. This is dangerous. When your arms are stiff, you cannot steer. You cannot feel the front end. You are cross-talking to the suspension. The solution is tank grips, rubberized pads with a texture like a knobby tire or shark skin that you stick to the sides of your gas tank. They allow your knees and thighs to lock onto the tank with zero effort. I learned this lesson on the track. I was sliding all over the seat, exhausting myself trying to hang on. An instructor looked at my smooth, waxed gas tank and laughed. "Velcro yourself to the bike," he said. I installed a set of stomp grips. The difference was night and day. Suddenly, under hard braking, I could squeeze the tank with my legs, and my upper body remained completely loose. My hands were light on the bars. I had total control. On the street, this means less fatigue. It means when a car pulls out in front of you and you panic brake, you don't crush your sensitive areas against the metal tank. You stay planted in the seat. Don't worry about ruining the lines of your paint. Get clear grips if you have to. Being able to anchor your body to the machine is the foundation of performance riding. We've secured your body, but what about your hands? Vibration is the silent killer of enjoyment. This next mod uses simple physics to stop the buzz that puts your fingers to sleep. Real quick, the previous mod is linked below. My top pick. Number 9. Heavy-weighted bar ends. Motorcycles vibrate. It is the nature of an explosion-powered machine. That vibration travels through the frame, up the forks, through the handlebars, and directly into your nerves. High-frequency vibration acts like an anesthetic. After an hour, you can't feel your fingertips. You can't feel the brake lever properly. It is called white finger, and it sucks. Most stock bikes come with bar ends that look like weights, but they are often just light plastic or hollow aluminum caps. They are cosmetic. The secret mod is to install heavy-weighted bar ends. We are talking about solid stainless steel or brass weights that weigh significantly more than stock. It works on the principle of mass damping. By adding mass to the ends of the handlebar, you change the resonant frequency of the bar. You make it harder for the engine's buzz to shake the metal. It smooths out the vibes. I once owned a BMW S1000 XR, a bike notorious for handlebar buzz. At 6,000 RPM, the mirrors were useless fuzz. I swapped the stock plastic ends for heavy steel ones from a company called HVMP. The buzz vanished. The mirrors became clear. My hands stopped tingling. It felt like I had rebuilt the engine, but all I did was add 2 heavy bolts to the handlebars. If your hands go numb, don't buy new gloves. Buy heavy bar ends. It is the most effective way to change the feel of the bike's character. We've fixed the comfort. Now let's talk about survival. When you are stopped at a red light, you are a sitting duck. This next mod turns your passive brake light into an active defense system. Wait, want that last upgrade? Check below. This is the one to buy. Number 8. Brake light modulator. The most terrifying sound a motorcyclist can hear is the screech of tires behind them at a red light. Rear-end collisions are common because drivers are distracted. They are looking at their phones, eating burgers, or yelling at their kids. A single steady red tail light blends into the sea of traffic lights and car bumpers. You become invisible. A brake light modulator changes the game. This is a tiny electronic relay that you wire into your taillight circuit. When you apply the brakes, instead of just turning on, your brake light rapidly flashes or strobes for a few seconds before going solid. Flash, 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 solid. That strobe effect triggers a primal response in the human brain. It detects motion and change. It snaps the driver out of their trance. It says, "Hey, look here, I am stopping." I have ridden with friends who have this mod. Following them, it is impossible to ignore. Every time they touch the brake lever, my eyes are instantly drawn to the flashing red light. It is annoying, and that is exactly the point. You want to be annoying, you want to be seen. Some mods are programmable. You can set the flash speed and duration. It is a $50 mod that takes 20 minutes to install, and it dramatically reduces the chance of a texting teenager parking their SUV in your backseat. Get one. Install it. Watch in your mirrors as cars actually stop with a bigger gap behind you. It is psychological warfare, and you need to win. Being seen is good, but seeing is better. This next mod helps you cut through the worst weather conditions, and it is inspired by Le Mans race cars. One more thing. The mod I just showed is below. Best buy right now. Number 7. Yellow lens protection. Modern LED headlights are amazing. They are bright, white, and crisp, but they have a flaw. White light reflects off water particles. In fog, rain, or heavy mist, bright white LEDs create a wall of white glare that blinds you. The secret mod is yellow light. Selective yellow light has a longer wavelength. It penetrates moisture better and reduces back glare. It also creates higher contrast, allowing you to see the texture of the road surface better in flat light conditions. You don't need to replace your expensive headlight assembly. You can buy yellow protective film for 20 bucks. You stick it over your existing headlight or, even better, over your auxiliary driving lights. I do a lot of riding in the Pacific Northwest. Rain and fog are constant. I put yellow lenses on my adventure bike's O lights. The difference is staggering. When the fog rolls in, I turn off the white main beam and run just the yellow L lights. Suddenly, the wall of glare drops and I can see the road markings again. Plus, it adds a safety signature. During the day, a triangle of light with yellow points stands out. Cars are used to seeing white headlights. A bright yellow light looks wrong to their brain, which makes them look at it. It separates you from the background clutter. Whether it's a simple film or dedicated yellow pods, add some amber to your lighting setup. It looks cool, it protects your lenses, and it cuts through the soup. We've covered sight, now let's cover sound. The stock horn on your motorcycle is an embarrassment. It sounds like a dying duck. This next mod gives you the voice of a freight train. Next mod in a second. Get the last one here. I recommend this. Number 6. Loud horn upgrade. Press the horn button on your bike right now. Meep, meep. It is pathetic. It is polite. It says, "Excuse me, I am here." When a Ford F-150 is drifting into your lane at 70 miles per hour, "excuse me" doesn't work. You need move or die. The stock disc horns on motorcycles are weak because they are small and cheap. The secret mod is an air horn or a high decibel electric horn like the Denali Sound Bomb or the Stiebel Nautilus. These units compress air to create a dual-tone blast that hits 120 decibels. That is 4 times louder than stock. It sounds like a semi-truck or a train. I credit a loud horn with saving me from a serious crash. I was in a roundabout. A car didn't see me and started to pull out right into my side. I didn't have room to swerve. I hit the button. Bah! The driver slammed on his brakes so hard the nose of his car dipped. He looked terrified. He thought he was about to hit a bus. That split second of shock bought me the space I needed to get away. You don't use it often, but when you need it to be terrifying. Replace the meep meep. Most of these loud horns are plug and play with a simple wiring harness. Make your presence felt. We've upgraded the bike. Now let's upgrade the connection between the bike and the road. This next mod costs literally $0, but 90% of riders never do it. Before moving on, if you want to buy the previous mod, below you can find the best one I advise you to buy now. Number 5. Suspension sag adjustment. You can buy the most expensive Öhlins shocks in the world, and they will be garbage if they aren't set up for your weight. Conversely, you can make stock, budget suspension feel amazing if you set it up correctly. SAG is the amount the bike compresses under your weight when you sit on it. Most bikes come from the factory set up for a 170-pound rider. If you weigh 200 pounds or 130 pounds, the geometry is wrong. The bike won't turn in properly, or it will pack down over bumps. The secret is that your bike almost certainly has preload adjusters on the rear shock and often on the forks. Adjusting them costs nothing. You just need a tape measure and a friend. I bought a used track bike once that handled terribly. It ran wide in every corner. I was about to spend $1,000 on a new shock. A suspension guru at the track told me to measure the sag first. It was way off. The previous owner was 50 pounds heavier than me. We spun the preload collar a few turns. I went back out. It felt like a completely different motorcycle. It turned on a dime. It absorbed bumps. It cost me $0. Look up a suspension sag tutorial on YouTube. Grab a buddy and a tape measure. Set your sag to the correct percentage, usually around 30%. It is the single most effective performance mod you can make. We are in the top 5 now. These are the heavy hitters. If you have a friend who never checks their bike, share this video with them. Friends don't let friends ride poorly set up motorcycles. Handling is great, but stopping is better. Most riders complain about weak brakes and want to buy expensive calipers, but usually the problem isn't the caliper, it's the material rubbing against the disc. Before we move on, want the last mod? Link below. Buy this one now. Number 4. EBC-HH Sintered brake pads. The brake pads that come stock on many budget or mid-range motorcycles are organic or semi-metallic. They are designed to be quiet, low dust, and gentle on the rotors. They are also wooden, lack bite, and fade when they get hot. Riders often think they need steel braided lines or a new master cylinder to fix mushy brakes. Usually, all you need is sintered pads, specifically the HH rated pads. Sintered pads are made by fusing metallic particles under heat and pressure. They have a much higher friction coefficient, they bite harder, they handle heat better. I swapped the stock pads on my adventure bike for EBC-HH pads. The first time I stopped, I almost went over the handlebars. The initial bite was ferocious. I went from needing 4 fingers to stop to using just 1 finger. The confidence it gives you is incredible. You know that if you need to stop right now, the power is there. When your pads wear out, or even before, upgrade to HH sintered pads. It is an $80 upgrade that feels like a $1,000 brake kit. We've improved the stopping, now let's improve the going. On many bikes, you have to twist your wrist to an uncomfortable angle to get full throttle. This cheap plastic tube fixes that. Real quick, the previous mod is linked below. My top pick. Number 3, quick turn throttle tube. On many street bikes, the throw of the throttle is very long. To go from closed to 100% open, you have to twist your wrist so far that your elbow drops and your body position gets compromised. You end up doing the re-grip, where you close the throttle, grab it higher up, and twist again. This is slow and clumsy. The secret mod, especially for sport bikes, is the quick turn throttle. You can buy expensive kits, or you can do the legendary R6 mod. The Yamaha R6 throttle tube has a slightly larger cam diameter. This means it pulls the throttle cable faster. Installing this cheap plastic tube on other bikes like the SV650 FZ07 GSXR shortens the throw by about 20%. It makes the bike feel snappier. It makes the engine feel more responsive. More importantly, it allows you to reach full throttle without breaking your wrist or compromising your grip on the bars. I did this on my track bike. It eliminated the need to re-grip down the straight. It made blipping the throttle for downshifts easier and faster. It is a subtle change that makes the bike feel race-ready. Check the forums for your specific bike. See if the R6 tube fits, or buy a Motion Pro spec tube. It connects your brain to the engine much faster. We've covered mechanicals, now let's talk electricity. Modern riders have phones, GPS, heated gear, and cameras. Wiring all that to your battery is a fire hazard waiting to happen. This little box is the professional solution. Wait, want that last upgrade? Check below. This is the one to buy. Number 2, auxiliary fuse block. Look under the seat of most used motorcycles. You will see a nightmare. A spaghetti monster of wires. Red wires jammed under the battery terminals. Inline fuses dangling everywhere. Electrical tape peeling off. This is how electrical fires start. This is how batteries die. The secret mod is the auxiliary fuse block or power distribution module, PDM. Like the PC8 or Denali Power Hub. This is a small box that connects to your battery with one clean set of cables. It then provides 6 or 8 dedicated circuits for your accessories. It has built-in fuses. It usually has a switched power trigger, meaning your accessories only turn on when the key is on. No more dead batteries because you left your heated grips on. No more rat's nest of wires. If a fuse blows, you know exactly where to look. I spent a weekend rewiring my touring bike with a PDM. I connected my GPS, heated jacket, phone charger, and AU lights. It looks factory clean. It is reliable. And if I want to add something new, I just plug it into the block. No splicing, no cutting. Respect your electronics. Buy a fuse block. Keep your wiring clean, waterproof, and switched. It is peace of mind for the long haul. Do you like this video? Click that like button, and if you want to support us even more, become a member. Have early access to the newest videos. And finally, the #1 secret mod. This is the smallest, cheapest item on the list, but it addresses the biggest flaw in motorcycle design. It costs less than a coffee, and it gives you superpowers. One more thing. The mod I just showed is below. Best buy right now. Number 1. Blind spot mirrors. Motorcycle mirrors are generally terrible. They show you your elbows. They show you the sky. They vibrate. But worst of all, they leave massive blind spots. To check your blind spot, you have to physically turn your head. That takes time, maybe half a second. In that half second, the car in front of you could slam on its brakes. You are taking your eyes off the threat ahead to check the threat behind. The secret mod is a pair of small, convex blind spot mirrors. You stick them onto the corner of your stock mirrors. Because they are convex fisheye, they capture a massive field of view. They allow you to see the car in the lane next to you without turning your head. You can maintain your peripheral vision on the road ahead while scanning the situation behind. I put these on every single bike I own. It allows me to keep a constant 360-degree situational awareness. I can see the bumper of the car creeping up on my flank instantly. It doesn't replace the head check for a lane change, but it gives you the information you need before you commit to the head check. It is a 2-inch piece of glass that gives you eyes in the back of your head. It is the ultimate safety upgrade. Go to the auto parts store, buy the little round mirrors, stick them on, adjust them until you can see 3 lanes over. It will change the way you ride in traffic forever. There you have it. Next mod in a second. Get the last one here. I recommend this. Click the next video to continue the road trip. Join our tribe by subscribing. And if you want to support our channel and have early access on the newest videos, become a member. And don't forget to like this video.